Welcome back. And I think I was reading some texts and email from some of the viewers, and I don't know. Just sitting here thinking about things in general, people in general. Um, I don't know. And I say I don't know. That call I'm going to have to take. I'm in the middle of talking now, so I'll take it in a second. But I think about everything going on in the world today. Doesn't it get kind of scary out there to you thinking, like I said, at one time I thought we would all be the same. I thought on applications you could just put down um, male or female. Just want a job. I shouldn't have to put down the color of my skin. If it wanted to be really, why did I have to put down what I am? I'm just American or whoever. I just want a job. But that's not going to get to that. And for some reason, I was naive to think that would happen. That, okay, we're going to be pretty much the same. But here's why my problem is. Black men need to brace their self. That's not going to happen. And again, they're talking about a civil war here. What would make you think they're not serious about this? Had you heard this before? I, no more. I'm sure back in when it started was 1861. I'm sure it was talking about it then. But do you hear about that now in 2021? A civil war? And you still talking crazy? You still don't know who to vote for? What is that? That's. I think I know everything. Um, I'm not going. I'm not going to ask. I got a caller calling in, and this call I will take. Hello, welcome to the Blackout Show.
Hello.
Yes, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Blackout Show.
I'm good. How are you?
How you doing? What's your first name?
Brittany.
Brittany, and you calling from what side of town?
West Side.
West side. All right. What's your? You know the topic tonight. It's supposed to be Bash Black Man Weekend, but what's your topic for tonight? It is open line
Bash Black Man? Why we bashing Black Man?
because young black man is. If I go down why the show's not long enough. If I
Oh.
if I check the boxes, I think I said this before. Who's going to rob you? If you're going to get robbed, who do you think it's going to be? Okay. If your car is stolen, who do you think stole it? If somebody shot and killed you or shot you, who do you think it's going to be? Who do you think who what box who checks all of those boxes? Who does that? And you know
Okay.
who right, you know who checks all of them. And that's why I I can't understand him, period. And now with the voting thing, he's trying to vote for Trump. I again that all that obviously pisses me off, and I just don't understand him. And for some reason, don't want to ask. He just wants to do. So I made this. I used to bash the women about being overweight, and I said, you know what? They're only overweight because that's what the black man. I think he wants. Uh, he wants that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the thing to do. Everybody knows they're going out buying, getting their butts bigger these days. There's a reason why they're doing it because it's in style, it's popular, and
Right.
they're getting attention. So uh, and forget that uh, maybe with the butt was a lot of gut. They don't care about that because that's the black man. He don't care about how your face is. He don't care about you got pretty legs, sexy legs. All he wants to know is you got a big butt, and I just it's just man, check the box for that black man. But anyway,
Mhm.
what do you have to say?
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes,
So,
go ahead.
there's it's almost like a probationary period before you actually like start or actually get into a relationship with a man. So
Oh,
I
whoa,
want to
whoa, whoa,
know.
whoa, whoa. Wait, hold on. I kind of like this. Wait a minute. You said you do what now?
I said, you know how it's typically a probationary period before you get into a relationship.
No,
Um,
well, who all knows this? I mean, is this a woman thing, or I mean, who knows it's a probation period?
well, I'm just defining it. It's called talking.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
probationary
okay,
period,
all right,
right?
okay, all right, right.
Um,
Getting familiar with each other time.
right. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's how I define it. Others may say different, but so how long do you think the talking stage or probationary period should last?
Well, this era is totally different. Um, I personally think this is just me.
Hmm.
Jumping in and out of the bed ain't never been the answer to me. I've always thought the guy who felt it took longer to get, made me think that's not who you are.
Hmm.
Now, of course, he wants to get out of the bed. I got it. He wants to get in and out of the bed. Of course, he wants to do that. But to look at you with like respect, you will hear him all the time come on TV going, "Come on, girl, keep it real." I hit that the first week. I hit that on the first night. Apparently, that was in his mind, and that's how he looked at you. Like, you gave that up real quick. You give up to anybody real quick. And he may not say it. He might be patting himself on the back when he got it, but he's also thinking, "Man, you gave me that stuff so quick. I didn't even have to work for it." And he might keep on hitting it, but he's still looking at you with one eye, like you know what you really are. So, I
So you
per
wait, so wait. You equating it to sex? You equating the talking stage to sex or being in a relationship?
yeah, because it's all going to evolve to that. A guy's not if he get in a relationship with you, um, y'all got to be having sex. It,
Right.
so, otherwise, you probably just, as they say, just fooling around. We'll just say fooling around. But
Okay.
it's not really a relationship until you go together. And my point
Right.
is, if you gave it to him too soon, he's gonna always think, well, you gave it up to me on the first night. You gave it to me on the first week. In a day's time, kissing and seeing each other, I'm gonna say, if you can hold out a month and a half, 2 months, I think you did a good job. And
Okay. So you think it should last at least a month and a half or
before
two?
before you give him some,
Oh, I'm saying before you get in a relationship, not sex.
just
Cause most people in the talking stage is usually having sex already. But it seems like men are more like skeptical to I don't know like what like they it's almost like when you give a man a little bit too much in that talking stage, it's not gonna push him to want to be in a relationship with you if he don't want to. So that's why I asked like
yeah. But
what's the length?
think about what you just said. You said if you give him too much talking, he don't want to be what now?
I said if you give him a little bit too much within the talking stage, it's not gonna push him to that next level that you're looking for. That's like shacking up with a man. Like I feel like if you shacking up with him and you expecting him to marry you, it may not always go like that, and most times it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So
No,
you already
no.
giving him what you already giving him what's to be expected in a marriage
Oh,
anyway.
well,
So
yeah, well, absolutely. I learned this also, and back in the day, and I was like, well, I was talking to someone. I said, well, hey, you want to move in? And they said, oh no, because if I move in, I know we're not gonna get married. I'm like, what you mean? Because what happens then is once you get together, you both find out all the things you didn't know. You're like, oh, you know what? I don't want to be married to them. Then we married, but you kind of involved because you done moved in. So why even put yourself in that predicament moving in? It's best just keep dating until you figure it out when to get married. But the moving in, that seems to, I don't know, put a damper on things. But if you
just
talk,
like the talking stage though,
yeah,
it's
but
a extend the talking stage.
yeah, but when you say you talking to them, do you like them? Do you like them?
Yeah, like I mean, when you talking to somebody that could be your favorite person off the roster, you could be having sex with them. You could be going on dates
But you are having, but you like you said, you are having sex.
Most times.
Right. Okay. So you're
I'm just
having.
speaking in general. I'm not speaking on my subject.
Right. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. All right. All right. So right. So no, when you having sex with them, to me, you having sex with them to keep them around. But at some point, don't at some point don't you supposed to be like, hey, what we gonna do with this? Because
Exactly.
well,
But
yeah.
what makes the man want to prolong it? If that, because when they get that question, it's damn near over. That's like the indicator. Like,
So,
oh shit.
so when you saying when you finally come to the conclusion, like, hey, we done everything else, are we gonna go together? And you thinking he's thinking it's time to move on.
Yeah, because at that point you done reached the max. You done reached the finish line. Because most men will keep talking to you for however long until they done with you. They not many men is gonna take that next step. Like, okay, yeah, I want to be with her. Because he probably got five more in his face, and he might be doing the same thing with them that he doing with you. Might not be. You might not be on. He might put you on a different level, but he never gonna take it fully there.
Okay. When you doing this, do you feel with the person? Do you feel like this is a possibility we may be together or we may not be together? How do you feel while you with them?
You never really know. You never really know. I mean, if we're speaking about me and how I handle things, I typically go outside. That's me. You can't fake no vibe with nobody. Like you can't fake wanting to be around them all the time. You can't fake wanting to talk to them. You can't even fake wanting to have sex with them. So, me, I I don't like to fake the funk. I don't like to, if you my favorite person, you my favorite person. We just gonna ride it out. I mean, wherever it may go. But typically, me, I like to communicate a lot, and like, I like to know where I stand at all times, or where we stand at all times, just because I want to make sure that we on the same page. Because I think once you are off the same page with somebody, that's it. That's it. That's it. Because I think in my generation specifically, we it's always looking for the next best, looking for the next best. So I mean, um, I don't know. I just think that our attention span is really short, and we don't really try that hard. So it's not. We feel like it's not one person that we need to give our all. We don't need to kiss their ass because it's probably somebody else waiting on your spot anyway. So it's all really temporary. Everything is really temporary.
Yeah, but don't you feel women? You says how the men feel, but don't you feel the same way? Don't you feel like, well, wait a minute, I'm not trying to marry him. I'm going to be on to the next one. Or do you feel like every time you with somebody, you want to marry him?
No, I don't even feel like every time you talk to somebody, I don't think I think I'm talking about a person of substance, like a person that you talking to them, you've been talking to them for a minute, you kind of just want to take it to the next step as far as just being in a relationship with them, just giving them more of a commitment. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna marry this person. I don't even think that every person that you come into contact with, or even if you just vibe with them, I don't think that you should even be in a relationship with them. I don't even think you should be in a relationship with everybody that you like. But I do think at some point, if you keep shying away from a commitment, how will you ever learn what's for you and what you want, and how will you ever know who's your person? How would you ever know that if you never really give it a try? If you never, because I think a lot of men in particular are scared to get hurt. Once they feelings get hurt, a woman can get her feelings hurt over and over again, but a man, he gets his feelings hurt one time, and everybody after that bitch gotta suck.
That's true. That's because men are not equipped.
Sensitive.
Yeah, and not equipped for that. No, it's just it's supposed to be the mantra on us that, hey, listen, I'm the man. I control this. But when you dump me, how dare you dump me? You hurt my inner soul, and I don't like that feeling. You control my feelings. I didn't have control of my thought. You let me be known that not only did you move on from me, you with somebody else. I can't take that. Now, like you said, a woman's emotional. She's been through it. She understands, and that's why I've always told guys to get out and date as much as possible because we not equipped to take what you, as you say, being sensitive. We can't take that rejection. When I'm with the
Yeah,
woman, I'm with the woman, and she says I've been with her, and then she dumps me. Oh my God! That's why these young guys today, they lose their mind when the girl is dumped them and moved on to another. They lose their mind. They become stalkers. They become all the stuff women used to be. Men do today. I've heard them flatten tires. I'm like, it hurt my soul to hear a man went out there and flattened a woman's tires. I'm like, what? Flatten her tires? I'm like, what? Who does that? That's woman's. What do you mean? I broke her windows out. I broke her windows out. Oh my! What did that make you feel like? Oh man, I'm man now. Look what I did. So
Right.
no. And so when you said that today, they're so sensitive that they are scared, like you said, to probably get involved instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna fix that. I might even do this and do that. But if you say that the men you know are jumping out of bed because only 20% of the men I think are having true sex. The rest of them just winging it whenever they can get it. That's why they at the night strip club. Men are the 20% that out there getting it. You might be running into, maybe running to, like, oh, man, he jumping. But majority of them, man, they at strip club trying to figure what was that thing that site they took down. That site with you go in there and buy them. Backpage. Man, what are the young guy doing on Backpage ordering up sex? I mean, man, you're 20 years old in college or whatever, sitting at home, you ordering up a chick that, man, you ain't supposed to be, you think that's room service? No, that ain't room service. Man, that's crazy. But again, that's because I don't have no game. And, and for the most part, the women today should be taking full advantage of these guys. They don't have, they're slow. They're slow. Hold on one second. Hold on. I like your call. Hold on one second. Hello, the Blackout Show. Can you hold on one second?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, so but yeah, thank you. I actually have to go now, but thank you so much
No.
for answering my question.
Thank you for calling. And make sure, don't be a stranger. Call back.
Okay,
All
and
right.
good luck with your podcast.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
doing a good thing.
I'm trying.
Keep it up.
All
Have a good
right.
night.
And you have a blessed night.
All right, bye.
Hello, the Blackout Show.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name Be Real.
The real, what side of town you calling from?
Chicago.
Oh, I like that. I'm moving around. All right. Well, how can we help you on the Blackout Show tonight?
Well, I heard y'all talking about the black men, so I just want to put my 2 cents in.
Are you going to bash them or are you going to praise them? Which one you going to do?
Oh, no, I love my black men. I'm a black woman. Of
And
course, I love y'all. I can't bash y'all.
So you going to praise them. All right, go ahead and start praising them.
Yes, of course. Always. Always. I got to praise us, because it's not just them, it's us, too. Because without them, it wouldn't be, what I'm saying? Without us, there wouldn't be no them as well.
Okay.
So,
We're united. Okay, I got you. I'm feeling you.
first and foremost, black men don't cheat.
They don't who?
They don't cheat.
You been to the car.
You say what?
You been to the car.
You so silly.
You say they don't cheat. You been to the car, but all right. But go ahead.
Look, it runs so much deeper when you get a better understanding and you try to understand things before you judge and you react and you understand why you react to certain things. Then you'll be a better person. You'll be a better understander, be more kind and courteous to people. But a lot of things that's going on with the black community is psychological. So it's cool and it's best to keep your conscience, be aware of your conscience and what you're thinking. So I'm not sure what topic you on right now, but
It's open line.
okay. But I want to say that I do love my black men to keep your head up because this world is weighing down on you. And when it comes down to anything, you always gonna be judged, whether it's a biracial relationship or as far as your career. How far you can win in your career. So I just want my black men to be encouraged and let my black men know that the black woman loves you dearly. Okay? Because I come from a black man, I can't bash one.
I like that. I do. You sound strong. You sound strong, like a motivator. Oh, that is. I want to look here. I I like that. I'm gonna give you a hand myself. I mean, I got motivated listening to you, so I'm
Look, I
feeling
get it from
you.
my mama.
I'm feeling you. I like that. But listen, I bash them, and because listen, they get on my nerve when they won't listen, and
Well, we talking about a nigga then. We ain't talking about a black man.
no, I like that. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Now see, now we on the same page for real. We talking about let's keep it real, a black nigga. All right. So when I say that, I'll be thinking to myself, why don't you listen? Why don't you comprehend? What makes you think that I'm just gonna be? It's like you said, I'm just gonna be a nigga on this. Why don't you take the adult approach to this? And so many times they just want to do what they want to do, and for the life of me, it kills what we need. The black man has been carrying the water in this country for so long, and I'm like, don't put it down now. Keep carrying it. You've been carrying it. Don't put the water down. Keep carrying it. Keep being a man. And I'm watching them today. So many of them. It's like they just don't want to be. And I'm like, I don't. What makes you think you should lay down? Don't lay down. Stand up. Stand up. I mean, stand.
Now he tooted it up. He tooted his ass up. That's what you talking about, a black nigga like that.
Yeah, I just I don't know.
That's what you're talking about. See, the thing is with that, it sounds like you're talking about a fixed mindset. See, a person that has a fixed mindset, they can't see nothing else. They're not open minded to nothing else. See, a person with a fixed mindset, and I'm not just talking about a nigga, I'm talking about anybody. If you have a fixed mindset, you cannot develop in no type of way. You think that you just good at one thing, and that's a problem. And that's a real problem because you believe anything that the next motherfucker's gonna tell you. See, he being raised by somebody else. I don't know. He ain't got no daddy. That's what it sounds like.
Well,
That just sounds like somebody that's not ready to develop and to learn more. That's not open-minded to things because for the life of it, I can't get it either. So I like
well,
to be optimistic when they do come down again. Meeting new people because I want to understand you, and a lot of people don't get that.
well.
We have to teach them.
Let me ask you a question. Now,
Yes, sir.
what age are you?
I am 26.
Now, in your range, that's the range I'm really trying to talk to. How many, oh, I'm sure you know quite a few black men. Okay. Do, how, how many, do most of them have a car?
Talk your talk.
How many, of 'em- how many out of that bunch got their own place? Their own.
Woo, go to hell. Do not collect too much. Um, oh,
See,
see now look.
them the ones that I've been trying to reach, and I'm like, listen, go get your.
And that's the thing. Like I say, they have them fixed mindsets. They don't know no better.
Yeah,
They don't know no better.
it.
You can take them out of their environment, and they still won't grow. And it's sad. It saddens me. It really is. It's hurtful because I know somebody right now to this day that's looking for a job and doesn't have a license, let alone a car.
Mm,
He ain't even past fucking go.
mm.
So
And see,
it's a problem.
and that's my listen. That's my when I pull up to the job, I get out, go in my job. I see the men dropping the women off. I'm like, what? What is going? The women they kissing the woman. They kissing the man like, and the man like, go have a good day. Don't work too hard. I'm like, man, what's going? And they go back and play the video game and get them a bag of weed. And I'm like, what is? When did I go into a coma? When did this start? When did America become this? And it was always the other way around. The woman could drop the man off. He go in and do his thing, go to his job and make his money. And now I'm looking at the woman get out of the car, and we talking about a plant. We ain't talking about. I ain't talking about Family Dollar. I'm talking about a plant. She going and work really a job, and I'm like, how did this happen? Who car is it? That's her car. Who's got the job? She do. What house you live in? Her house. Who pays the cell phone? She pays my cell phone bill. What? What do you? What? Huh? And I see too much of that. And you're too young. And when I pass by here in Detroit, when I ride down 8 Mile, They got strip clubs and they got cannabis, and they like next door. They both full. Black men cars are all in the strip lot, and they all in the weed shop. And they go out of the weed shop back to the over to the strip. And I'm like, dude, you're 20 some years old. What are you doing in there? That's not for you. But can't tell them that. That's their way of, I guess, they don't have no game, and that one day they got their unemployment check or whatever they done, they go in there and make it rain. I'm like, dude, make it rain is not for you. You don't have the money to be making it rain. You need to be down there picking the money up yourself. That sounds crazy, but I just don't know where they got this from. But that's why I've been preaching from, and that's one of the reasons I started the podcast was I wanted to reach out to them, try to make them go to school, get you a car, get you a job, get your own place to live. Then start talking about, yeah, I'm being a man. You are now and then you have a kid. Go represent that kid. I hate to see when they come on when they come on Mari's show and they got 7, 8 kids and the girl going like, yeah, he gonna be the father. You gonna pay child support? How you gonna pay child support and he already got 8, 9 kids? You know he ain't paying no child support. You know that. No, and how you gonna? And my whole thing is, why would you even lay down with him like that? And you know how I don't understand. Like I said, and to me, it's setting the kids back. I mean, what kind of life the kid gonna have with you being who you are? I don't understand that. I get mixed up on that. So that's the reason I started this podcast, so I can get people's ideas, their insights, and try to inject something into some positivity and like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go to work. You're supposed to get your car. You're supposed to go to school. Them are the things that you're supposed to do to become a man. I mean, and who said it's going to be easy? That's what makes it good. You're like, hey, I'm being a man. I'm being a man. That's what I'm being. So, anyway,
I think that people confuse common sense with having a good soul, an old soul. People always, you hear that, oh girl, you got an old soul for your age. No, that's not what it is, baby. I have common sense. And once you identify that, then you could go a little bit further in life. See, people they take social media and what Cardi B and all these people on social media got going on in their early 20s or late 20s, and they think like that's how I'm supposed to live. So when I do get this last $20, I'm gonna get what I want, and then you won't have nothing at all. And women as well, just listening to this music, it's toxic. It is. The social media is toxic. It really is, and it has been for a long time. But I feel like now in this generation is more stronger because women feel like they are so independent, and it's good to be independent, but they misconstrue it with being a man, being masculine. And I feel like that's where it becomes like a war on masculinity, because now men, they more so lazy and they laid back and they feel like the woman gonna do everything, and now she feel like she is more masculine, she's more dominant rather. And it takes the femininity out of a woman, out of your responsibilities, out of the person that you are, and it makes men be more reliant on women, and it's not okay. It's not.
Okay, hold on. Don't you go nowhere. You stay right there. Hold on. Hello, Blackout Show. Hello, this is the Blackout Show. Can you cut that down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who is this?
This is Tone from Grand Rapids.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Hello, yeah. I have a young lady on the other end, and she's from Chicago. And this is Tone from Grand Rapids. She was explaining to me. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. This is Tone from Grand Rapids, and I appreciate you calling back in again, Tone. She was explaining to me that she hit the head on nail. She was like, the women are taking control because the man is letting them do that, but she feels like the woman still should be letting the man take control, but he's not taking control. You agree with her on that?
Well, at a certain point, let me express this. But the question is, the action shows something different. And what I mean by that is, the black guys that getting dropping their women off to work, the black guys that letting the women do everything, remember what he's doing. The women are doing everything. You're not part of the solution, really, to be honest with you. You're part of the problem. It's going to take everything, not only you, it's you going to have to be more defined in your role. And what I mean by that is that, hey, you going to let a man be a man. If he's not a man, you need to fool around with him in the beginning. Now, if you look at it on the other side, you say, well, I got to have somebody that got to do this. No, first of all, they're not going to give up doing what they're doing. Why should they? If I was young, 23, 24, and a woman is willing to do everything for me, then let me ask you this. Why should I go back to the same response that I had before? Why should I go back? If I'm getting that, so
I ain't letting them nigga use me. I'm just saying, I feel like women on masculinity because women feel like they have to be so independent. I don't have those issues. I'm just saying, I do see it firsthand.
women always. But the point about it is, when you see the black guys out there that's not up to snuff, let me tell you something. It's somebody else that's allowing them to do what they do. You can bring it on up, you can bring it on, you can charge them with this, you can charge them with that. But I think until we get everybody aligned together, and what I mean by that is, let a man be a man. And if he's not a man, then let him alone. But the problem is, that too many women out there are willing to lower their standards. This is true. That they can get. Now, you might be a exception to the rule. I give you that. But the majority of the women, a lot of the women, are not exception to the rule. And what they do, they accept anything that they can get. As long as it says, oh, he's a man. But really, they don't understand the definition of a true man.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me what I'm saying? And so, you got to look at this in 2 points, right? Women have pushed for equal rights, period, across the board, right? But it's just like you said, for every action there is a reaction. Every time you push for something that you want, you get on something else. Guess what? When it comes to the table now, what are you bringing to the table? It didn't used to be that way. Remember, he had the title of being a man, so therefore, maybe I got the house, I got the car, I got this and that. Come on with you. Whatever you get, whatever you have, that's what you have. See, what happens is, women were dissatisfied with that. That wasn't enough. You want to go to work and see, you want to go to work and work just like a man and make the same amount of money. But let me tell you this, if you look through the statistics, this and that, the guys die faster than the women. Why? That's because of hard work. Because of work, it kills. But on the same token, you guys want the same independence. Oh, I can do it myself, or I don't need him. And quite honestly, that's what a lot of women say. And then what they do is, they got the money, I'm going to go out here and get with this guy so I can have a good time with him, and I'm going to pay everything, and I don't have a problem with that. But what they're doing is to the black man is what? You really see the current community.
Women really don't have no figures, no male figures to look up to, so they're going to accept anything, like you say, settle. And that's just it right there. That's the real question that needs to be at hand. What are you settling for?
There you go.
What are you settling for? You want with a good career in a degree, and you got a nigga that can't even drive, don't have a license.
You hear it, right?
That's just it.
Listen here. Let's don't get it mixed up. I fought my black man. No doubt about it. I did. Period. But on the same token, I got to put the blame to you too, because you want to know why? He will be a better person if you make him be a better person. If you make him. And say,
You can't teach the old dog little tricks. That's all I say. You can't teach an old dog little tricks.
No, you don't.
Like I say, I love my black man, and I'm going to encourage my black man any chance that I get. God bless you. But at the same token, I'm not going to keep trying to teach somebody something, and they don't want to listen or they don't get it. Well, at that point, that's when you have to let them learn themselves. So a lot of people haven't grasped that aspect yet.
hold on. This is good. Hold on 1 second. Just hold on. The Blackout Show can I help you.
Yes, I want to comment. If I got the right episode, I hope I'm listening to it live. The young lady was talking about black men, and and then the guy named Tony called in.
They all on here right. They can hear you right now. They are all of them on here right now.
How you doing, Faye?
What I wanted to say was, this Chrissy, by the way.
How you doing, Chris?
Okay, a man can only do what a woman allows him. So she really can't blame the black man or a nigga if that's what she want to term him. But the thing about it is, a real woman, if you carry yourself, my mother had a saying, you act like trash, you attract trash. You act like a hoe, you attract hoes. So you got to carry yourself as a woman. And if you carry yourself a certain way, a man will react to how you carry yourself. He only does what you allow him to do. And a lot of times, women open themselves up to this scrutiny from a man as far as, being used by men. So a lot of times, it's what you attract. It is how you carry yourself. If you carry yourself like a woman, guess what? You will be treated as such. You won't have to worry about, Ricky, Dick, Joe, or Bobby, who doesn't have a driver's license, who doesn't have any goals, and who doesn't want nothing out of life. But that goes by how you carry yourself as a woman. I've never got, you might get approached by a misguided, piece of a penny guy, but you can always brush him off, because if you're a woman and you respect yourself and you have more confidence in yourself to know you're a dime and you got a penny looking for you, you already know to brush him away. So it's the woman's fault if she allowed a man to approach her and befriend her and become her companion, who is less than she is and has no goals or aspirations. So you can't blame the man. You have to blame yourself.
Well, okay. Let me interject. Let me ask you this. Now, let me interject. Let me just ask the question. I'm just throwing it out here. Now, what if I'm, let's keep it real. I'm not that attractive. I don't look that good. Fish ain't been biting a whole lot. What do I do then when the fish ain't biting? Only one fish been on this hook. And I've had this line out here a long time, and I've only had a nibble. So what do I have? Do I have options when nobody's nibbling on my line?
You do have options. You do just like the men do. You do just like the men do. When they have women that they can take home to mama, they have women that they just one nighter and then that's it. That's where they stay at. You to keep them in the dark, and they don't even supposed to know where you stay at. You take them to the motel, you do your business, and you leave them there. They can't even get a ride home nowhere with you. They meet you there, and you leave them right there. And that's what you do. You do them undercover life. You know what I mean? Just like the guys do. You have women you can take home and women you cannot take home.
That's true.
And them street men, that's where you leave them at. You do the one nighter and you keep it push. You can't make them your man.
Chicago.
You understand a woman have needs, but you can't take them home.
You agree with that statement, Chicago?
I can barely hear this plane.
She said her statement was the same way the guys do. The guys will hit it. They won't bring you home to meet the family. That you should do them the same way. Meet them at a hotel, hit them, and leave them right there. Get in your car and go on about your business. Right. You ain't gonna meet my family either. So I'm gonna do you the same way. You can't come over. No, ain't no need you come over my house. I'll see you at the hotel. That's old school. That's old school talking there, Chris. That's old school there now. She ain't wrong.
I think people like that's not too attractive to me, but I like they bad. I keep it private, so I would say she's not wrong. I keep it private until I know that I want to go further.
I like the vibe.
The only thing that I can say is this, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this.
All right.
I remember when I used to live in Oak Park. I came home with my kids. And my daughter said, Daddy, somebody's outside showing the butt. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear him, Chrissy?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so my daughter said, Daddy, somebody's out there showing the butt. I said, what do you mean out there showing the butt? I just picked my kids up from school. I look out the kitchen window, and I seen this girl laying on the ground with a guy, and they were getting it on. And what struck me was, oh my God, that's somebody's daughter. And he was young probably, and I don't know how old he was, right? They were in the next door neighbor behind me. But it was so profound that I just couldn't believe it. I just, he didn't think more of her than to put her outside. Now this is outside, they on concrete, getting it on. She was willing to do it, which she did, but he didn't think more of her. But really, what did it really think? She really didn't think more of herself. To be able to have this guy go somewhere else and do what they had to do. Women today, it's just like the women today, right? Whatever it is, you got to bring your standards up, period. And if you don't, then the guys are going to keep on doing what they've been doing.
All right. Before we go with this, anybody got any closing comments?
Well, I
I'm going to say thank you for having me.
I know in Chicago. Who's the other one? Who's the other guy?
Chrissy.
Oh, no, wait a minute. It's Chrissy and somebody from Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Good enough. It's good meeting you. I enjoyed your comment. No doubt about that.
All right. I will talk to y'all later. Chrissy, you stay right where you are, and I will talk to you later. Don't be a stranger, neither one of you guys. Give me a thumbs up, appreciate it, and tell other people about the show. And I'll talk to you soon.
All
right, stay well. Bye. All right, Chrissy, it's your show now. You closing it out. What we got going on?
Well, like the man said, it's all about the woman, how she carry herself. You can carry yourself like a woman. You can carry yourself like a young lady. You can carry yourself like trash. It's up to you how you want your relationships to go. But it starts with you. She can't blame no man. Woman can't blame a man for her problems. A guy told me a long time ago. He said, "I can't do no more than you allow," and he right. It's all up to the woman. He can't do no more than she allowed. How she carry herself, how she started, is how it finishes. So if you meet him and he on a bicycle and you have a car, that's how it starts. So you meet a man on a bicycle and you in a car, it already ain't right.
Right, no,
you know what I'm saying?
no.
You can't be a dime looking for a nickel and a nickel looking for a dime. You
Right.
have to be where you are. So, a woman, if she portrays herself as a decent and woman that's looking for a man with something, then she eventually will find it. But you can't get nothing from them scuttlebutts. And like you said, you got to sneak them around and don't be in public with them. I wouldn't even buy them a hamburger at the McDonald's. We going to meet here at the hotel, take care of business. I see you when I see you, I give you a call. If I don't find nobody in between. But that's how that goes. And that's a life lesson that I hope, that she learned and no, you can't blame black men for your problems. You have to, pick yourself up by your big girl panties and keep it moving. You don't blame nobody for your problems. You have to be a woman. You have to pick and choose. And you just have to be more discreet about who you choose. That's all.
You got a point. I say it all the time, when I get calls and they'll say this and they complain about, the guy. I say, well, wait a minute, hold it. You picked him. And they say, well, I said, hold on. You liked other things he was doing. Whatever it was, you liked it. And you settled for it. Now you got complaints. And how can you have complaints when you settle for that?
Exactly. That's why I tell my friends, don't complain. I don't even let a woman complain about a man because it's not good. You complain about something that you can change. You drop it, boom, complaint is over. You already got rid of that one problem. He's gone. Now you can move on with your life.
Move on with your life. Hey,
Women have needs and stuff. And, okay, they have desires and this and that. You pick him up, or you might can even pick him up and None of that. You here, gonna take care of this, boom, boom, boom. See you later. You know, the bus stop is right over there across the street. That's how you do that. You don't take them around nobody. That's how men do women that they don't want to take home.
No, they don't.
Hit it and quit it. Okay, Sally, I see you later. She don't get no. She has no. And she see him on the street, you acting like you don't recognize. And I would do the same thing with the guy that I'm messing with. It, I don't want nobody to know. Oh, I thought I met you once before. No, I don't know you. I don't. That's how you do.
I do appreciate it. I'm gonna wrap it up for this weekend. I do appreciate you calling in. Listen, don't you be a stranger. You call into the show and make yourself a regular.
All right.
All right, and you were so good tonight. I handed out one the other night. I'm gonna have another. I'm gonna make sure we get you a T-shirt.
Okay.
The Blackout shirt. We appreciate all good calls. I try to make sure I get them out, and you definitely had a good call. And appreciate your time. Don't be a stranger, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you. I won't be.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
And I appreciate you guys tuning into the show tonight. It's been awesome, in my words. Very good. The interaction is great. And look, this is your talk show. Call in. Make 313 yours. 586 yours. 734 yours. And fine. We'll take calls all across America. We can't be divisive like this. So any calls we're taking, but we do appreciate it. And don't be a stranger to Blackout Show. We appreciate all of that. Subscribe, thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys next week for the live Blackout Show. So this is OG rounding third and head for home. Good night, everybody.